Hi everyone, and welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. Today we'll create two models. The first will be a desk, and the second will be a chair. We'll apply color to them and render the final image. Let's start determining the dimensions of the desk. Press N to open the transformation table and go to the Item section. Here we can change the size of our cube, making it the surface of our desk for future objects. For the x-axis, set it to 140 centimeters. For the y-axis, set it to 75 centimeters, and for the z-axis, set it to 4 centimeters. Now let's raise this surface so that the future legs of the desk will perfectly touch this point. Let's switch to Edit mode by pressing Tab while the desk is selected. Make a cut in the center by pressing Ctrl and R, then click once to confirm the cut and a second time to confirm the position. Select the Select Box tool if you haven't already. Hold down on this icon, then move the mouse over Select Box and release the click. After doing this, select the Viewport Shading option. Go to the top left, click on this icon, and you'll see that the display style has changed. This is because now you can also select faces that are not visible, whereas before you could only select faces that were visible to you. Now select the right part, press X, and choose Faces to delete the selected part. Then go to the wrench icon for modifiers, click Add Modifier, then Generate, and finally Mirror. Press Ctrl and 7 to view it from below. Make sure you are in Edit mode and press Ctrl and R. As you can see, you can only edit the left side because if you modify it, the changes will also be applied to the right side. Click once to confirm the cut. At this point, if you press numbers on the numeric keypad, you can move the cut by a specific number of centimeters. For example, if you enter -0.8, the cut will move towards the edge. Do the same for the x-axis by entering the numbers 0.8 and -0.8. You need to use a negative value so that it moves to the opposite side. Now create cuts inside this C by pressing Ctrl and R to create an inner frame and an outer frame. Now you can select the inner faces. Press 1 on the numeric keypad to view from the front, then press E to extrude the faces. To extrude by 4 centimeters, you need to enter 0.04. Now, to create the table legs, select the outer L shapes, view the table from the front, and extrude the legs by 73 centimeters, which means entering 0.73. We've created the table. If you want, you can slightly scale each leg to achieve a nicer effect. Select the base of the leg, press S to scale, and enter 0.85. Then do the same with the other leg. Now let's create the chair. Press Shift and A to add a cube, making sure you are in object mode. Otherwise, the object will become part of the table. To work on the cube without seeing other objects in the scene, such as our table, you can press the slash key on the numeric keypad. Now let's determine the dimensions of the chair, starting with the seat. The chair should be 40 centimeters along the X and Y axes and 4 centimeters along the Z axis. Now we can go into Edit mode. Looking at the chair from above, add a cut to create the backrest by typing 0.8 and then confirming the cut. Select the backrest face and extrude it by pressing E and entering 45 centimeters, which is 0.45. Next, you'll create the chair legs, which involves a process similar to that for the table. Make cuts of 0.8 and -0.8 as needed to create the desired pattern. What you will get is this. Select these faces, then press E to extrude by 40 centimeters, which means entering 0.40 on the numeric keypad. And now you have your chair. However, we can still add some details. First, select these two faces on the backrest and extrude them to a height of your choice. Add 6 cuts by pressing Ctrl and R and scrolling the mouse wheel up. Then add 2 horizontal cuts very close to the edges. I used 0.85 and -0.85. After that, you can select one face and then skip one and delete them. As you can see, a hole has formed here. To fix this, simply select one edge of the inner hole and one of the outer hole, and then press F to create a face. Repeat this for all the edges. Now your chair is officially complete. To view it together with the table, just press the slash key again. Now let's adjust the chair's position. Place it in front of the table and make sure the legs are touching the ground. Before doing anything else, let's reset the transformations. To do this, press Ctrl and A, then select All Transforms. This will visually seem like nothing has changed, but in reality the position, rotation and scale will be reset to 0. Now we can add some color. Click on the material icon and add a new material. At this point, you can change the color under base color. I'm choosing a maroon, but you can pick any color you like. You might not see the color right away because we're in the wrong viewport shading mode. To change the mode, press Z and select Material Preview. Now we can see the colors, making it easier to adjust some of the factors. I'm going to adjust the roughness factor, which controls the material's ability to reflect light. The lower the roughness, the glossier the material will appear. The higher the roughness, the more matte it will be. Now I'll give the chair a color that's a bit darker than the table, but I'll set the roughness value to be very similar to that of the table. Now by pressing Z, I switch to the rendered mode. Now I want to change the rendering engine. Go to the render section and switch from EV to cycles. Now I'll add a plane that will serve as both the floor and the walls. I'll scale the plane, enter edit mode, select 2 edges and then extrude them to create the walls. Now we need to position the camera. This process is straightforward. It just involves moving and rotating the camera. To see what the camera sees, press the Duo key on the numeric keypad. I've positioned the camera as shown. Now we're ready to render the image. In the render section, set the max samples to 500. Then press Z and switch to solid mode. Finally, click Render in the top left corner and select Render Image. Wait for your image to be rendered. Once the render is complete, click on Image and then Save As to save it. Thank you for following this second part of the tutorial. I hope I was helpful. Bye.